everyone, it's Vicki here today, designing for Pinkfresh Studio, and I'm using the Holiday Magic Collection. So I've pulled out some 6x6 papers here from the 6x6 paper pack, and I want to create a handmade title for my page. And I do this sometimes when I want to fill the page with colour. So I'm going to cut the letters out of these pieces of paper, and I've cut each one in half, each page in half, and I'm going to use the height of this piece for the letter. So I'm just sketching out the letters and I'm going to cut them out, one from each end, so I use both sides of most of these. Okay, so my title's going to be Holly Jolly, which was inspiration from the kit itself. There are some die cuts which say Holly Jolly, so I thought that would be very appropriate. So there we go, you're just seeing me cut the first few letters here. It's very easy to do, don't get hung up on it, it doesn't have to be precise, you just want it to obviously look like the letter that it's going to be. And then once I've got the rest of Holly, I can do most of Jolly by drawing around it, so that makes things quite easy. So I'm going to pull out my watercolours here. These are just some regular watercolours that I have in my stash, and I'm going to put some mixed media on the background, just very subtle at this point. So I've got mix up some blue using some light blue, some dark blue, and a little bit of green, because the blue in this kit is very slightly aqua, but only very slightly, and I only put a tiny bit of green in there. It's barely noticeable, but I wanted my paint to be pretty much the same colour as the letter. So now I'm going to do some yellow as well, because I've got that lovely yellow paper that I made my L from, so I wanted to really bring that out. And the yellow I used was a little bit bright as well, so now I'm going to use some sort of a gold mustardy colour on top, and the two mixed together work really well. Okay, so that's all I'm going to do, just a small amount. And just before I put my watercolours away, excuse me, I feel that I want to put some splatters. So I use the gold colour and the light blue just to make some splatters on the page. And I use my kitchen towel just to dab up some of the blobs so that when I, in a moment, run my kitchen towel over it, I don't spread them out too much. So this is a great way just to dry it off enough to carry on. And I haven't used any gesso on my page, I've just put it on straight onto the page, but this is marshmallow white cardstock, so it's quite thick and will take a bit of watercolour quite easily. Okay, so I've laid them all out, all the letters, and what I want to do now is to pop them up onto foam. So this is just, excuse me, sticky back foam, and it's just going to give them that little bit of dimension on the page. And the first word, Holly, I don't overlap at all, but once I get to Jolly, I do, they do get overlapped, so I adjust the foam on the back accordingly for that. Yeah, this foam you can just get in the children's section usually in a craft store, and sometimes it's called funky foam. It has different names, I think, but it's really actually, it's not very expensive, and it's cheaper than having the little foam dots, I think, and a little bit easier. Okay, so I'm sticking everything down. Because of the little bit of mixed media on there, I use wet glue because I find that it just tends to stick it really firmly. And then I'll just use my ruler there to hold it down to make sure it's stuck. And it goes off quite quickly, the glue, so you don't have to hold it for too long. So I'm just going to put my photo in place. That's my niece a few years ago under the Christmas tree. And I thought it looked really cute. So, and she's always jolly, that one. So the title suits her. So I'm going to make sure the photo's in the right place, and then I'm going to stick down these other letters. And you can see there on the back, I didn't put the foam all the way around the letters so that I could still tuck things beneath them. There we go. So I'm happy with that. Use my ruler again just to make sure it's all stuck down. And I also used the ruler to make sure they were straight. I didn't want them to be going off on an angle. So here's my photo, and that won't go quite straight. That'd be on a slight slant. But I did put some foam on the back of there as well. So now all I need to do is put some embellishments on just to brighten it up and Christmassify it. That's not a word, but I like it. So here we go. I'm just sort of picking some embellishments which I think will work and then trying to find somewhere for them to go. And it's a great way to use up your stash if you have lots of little puffy stickers left over. It's a great way to use that sort of thing up because you're not restricted to what you can use on a layout like this. It's great for small embellishments. Okay, so this is the die cuts pack. So I'm just going to look through that, and I love those little stockings hanging down there off of Holly Jolly. I've got a little bauble here, which I'm going to put at the top there to sort of balance out from the stockings below. And Christmas tree, I need that because I have Christmas tree in the photo. Perfect. Bit of holly because it's Holly Jolly. And I'm just going to put some string through this bauble just to make it look a little bit like it's hanging. There we go. And that balances out the stockings at the bottom right. So I'm starting to stick things down that need to be stuck, and the puffy stickers tend to need a little bit of extra glue, and so do the chipboard. They're just, the glue on them is fine for a while, but then over time it tends to release and you end up with a scrapbook album with little pieces falling off. So it's always best to put a bit of glue on, in my opinion, just to make sure it stays in place. I've lost many letters from a chipboard title in the past from that problem. Okay, so this is Heidi Swap Gold Colour Shine, and I'm just going to do some splatters to finish off the layout. I can't believe I still have some left, actually. I'm quite impressed with myself. And that's it. There is the final layout. I hope it gives you some inspiration for making your own big title for your page, and I would love to know what you think. I'll link up what I used below in the description, but yeah, please do let me know what you think. Thanks so much for watching. This has been Vicky for Pinkfresh Studio. Bye bye.